Welcome to the New York Outlook for Wednesday, the 13th of March 2024. Starting off with the economic calendar, we understand that there was one red folder news event for today because the USD red folder 30-year bond auction news is subsequent to our trading session, thus has no bearing on our trading. And then from a British pound perspective, there was GDP, however, it was neutral and thus doesn't really influence our trading for today. Having said all of that, if we move on to the 4 hour, what we can understand is that price is in and around the same area that it was for the London session, and thus we have reasons to trade both directions. However, trading long means we're trading into a barrier, and trading short is the more reasonable option given the time of day, as trading against this barrier requires the creation of additional IRL in addition to a new low of the day. Having said all of that, what this essentially means is that the focus for the New York session is also on shorting. However, what is important and what I'll highlight right now is this right here. So we finally broke out of the range that we had identified earlier. Actually, I'm now realizing that the only reason why I had this range was because I was on the 15-minute time frame rather than the 5-minute time frame and didn't exactly realize it. So actually this leg was valid all along. So this leg is valid, however, let's just see if we missed anything. So there was this Asia range high at the top. There was then a Frankfurt low of the day created, which was then validated and then subsequently swept. However, again, we were trading into the range and there wasn't validated IRL in this leg in particular. And the reason why I say there was an IRL, while there has been IRL created, and we created a London low of the day, unfortunately validating this excuse me, unfortunately validating this London low of the day requires validation of the validation through a New York session break of the London high. However, again, we're trading against the primary OB, and then in order to trade against this OB, like I said earlier, we need we need a New York low of the day essentially at this point in time, and a New York high or New York low is not capable of being validated because there is no red folder news events between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Sorry, 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. And thus, for that reason, it doesn't really make sense to trade longs or shorts. So even though I was on the wrong time frame, I didn't actually miss a trade, luckily. So now that we are here in the New York session, what is the focus? Well, the focus doesn't change really. All it means is that we continue to look for shorts because, like I said, longs against the barrier is somewhat not practicable. So having said that, what we do currently have is a London high of today, which I'll mark out right here. So that's the lull high of the day right there. And then all we need in the New York session to validate the lull high of the day is that the New York session must take out the London range low, which I'll mark out right now. So your London range low is like that. And New York needs to come down and actually take this out. So I will add an alert here. Looks like my trading view stuck, so I'm just quickly going to restart it. So essentially, just to recap, we're focusing on shorts because it's the idea without trading into periods. We have sufficient internal range liquidity and a substructure target to validate shorting, and now we're simply monitoring if the New York session will validate to us whether we can trade shorts. The average daily range for March is around 70 pips, so provided we can get to a 1 to 49, with a 1 to 3 hour, then if we can reach 49 pips within a 3 hour range, then we should be okay. So let's measure this out. So 49 is in and around this area, which is perfect as it aligns with the internal range liquidity. And the reason why I'm using 70% is because for my data investigation, on the days when the full daily range isn't achieved, at least 70% of it is. And because there isn't further red folder news within our session, it's best to assume that price won't travel the full direction, or yeah, the full distance of the intended direction. So from I guess what I'm doing now is just setting an alert to be aware that the London low high of the day has been validated by New York. The one thing I do want to point out is that if New York actually puts in a new high of the day, then like I said, we're unable to validate it, and I want to know if I can stop dedicating resources to understanding my trading. So I'll write down here London high of the day, sorry, New York high of the day created, stop trading for today. Alright, so in terms of shorts, essentially what I want price to do is for price to come, without New York making a new high of the day, to move down, weak this level, and then come back into a in and around a 50% level. So if you can just demonstrate that, and then I'll set my order 9.4. So I'll set my order something along that lines, hoping to achieve a 1 2 3. So as you can see, we'd need price to come down up into this level and then proceed down. I do feel like it is a bit of a big ask for price, but we'll manage it nonetheless and see if it plays out. Other than that, I hope you have a good trading session this afternoon, and we'll chat again for the end of day review.